All right, we're fucking live, mate. We're fucking live. Dude, I couldn't find the fucking the little nail that goes into the little my microphone. I lost it. You guys know I was traveling. It's somewhere in my car. So I fucked that up. And now it doesn't stand, right? So now I'm gonna have to get a fucking new microphone. Or look for it somewhere in my fucking car, but I don't know. This will have to do. I feel like a reporter. Welcome to News Channel 9, which is pretty nice. But whew, I want to talk today about a few things with you guys. As you know, I am officially in fucking Nashville, the best fucking city for street interviews and just for like creating content. If you guys don't know, like the Hawk Tuah girl went famous in Nashville. So I'm not saying I'm trying to become the Hawk Tuah girl, but you know, if it happens, it happens. So I'm about to head up. And I want to tell you guys a little bit. I mean, if you guys are new to my channel, welcome. I try to give like dating advice and a bunch of stuff like that. But what I want to discuss today, especially for you, Rashan, because you're pretty like thoughtful about your plans and stuff. I want to kind of talk about what an in-person training in Nashville with me would look like. Okay. And it's pretty tight, dude. Like I literally walk out. I haven't moved into my apartment. I'm staying at my boy's place. I'm staying at his apartment while I move in. My move-in date is February 8th. Okay. But I go February 8th and then I move in, and I kid you not, dude. As soon as you walk out of my apartment complex, the second you walk out of that hole, there's literally all of Broadway, like the entirety of it. And I kind of did it for you guys, right? Because I mean, the locals, I've been talking to a lot of locals and they tell me like, "Oh, hey, like you're going to get tired of Broadway pretty fast, like this and that." And I might get tired of Broadway, but I might not get tired of Broadway. We'll see. But that's the logistics of it, right? Like I'm going to be right there and I'm literally just going to be walking there. Okay? So it's going to be pretty fucking tight. That's the logistics. Now, what does that mean for you guys if you do kind of like the in-person training, right? What that means for you guys, if you come visit me, if you come hit me up in person, you're gonna see a few things from me, right? The first thing, you might do like some street interviews with me. You might do like some content with me. We might get into that together, right? And it's gonna ease your anxiety, right? Because when you're out in public in front of a camera with a big light, talking to people, like you have to drop your anxiety, like you have to do it, right? So that's the first thing. Okay, so you're gonna get a little bit of experience just being comfortable in your own skin, uh being able to talk to anyone, like literally anyone. And so that's going to be cool, right? We're going to head out a little bit early to do that. But the second most important thing is about the agenda of like what a in-person training looks like. Okay, so the agenda, what does this look like for you guys, right? So okay, you come to Nashville. If you decide to stay in my apartment complex, so there's like my apartment complex has guest suites available. So what that means for you guys, it's like a hotel. And so they reserve those guest suites for my guest. Obviously, you have to pay the price. I don't know what the price is. I think it changes throughout the year. So if you do like an in-person training, like I would have to, if you do come visit me, like I would have to tell you about it. I don't know, dude. They say that it ranges from like $100 a night to like $300 a night, depending on the occasion. Like, I don't know if you guys know CMA Festival in Nashville. CMA Festival is like a country festival, right? Like a lot of country singers come in, they close the street, it goes on for like a few days, and you see basically a lot of famous artists on that street. So probably during events like that, it's like towards the $300 range. But like on off nights or like during the weekdays or when it's like weekends, not in the summer or like not when it's busy, which is always busy, it's probably closer to $100 a night. But the logistics are unbeatable. Okay, they're just completely unbeatable. Like you want to stay there. But the second thing is, dude, fucking bars and clubs don't close till 3 a.m. here in Nashville, and that's fucking great. All right. First of all, second of all right. So actually, let me talk about that for a fucking second. I'll see you later. It's Zebra. But let me talk about what that means that bars and clubs are closing till 3 a.m. Okay. What that means for you guys is that, first of all, yes, you do go out and you get to get your reps in until 3 a.m. with me. All right, so that's fucking amazing, right? Who doesn't want to spend till 3 a.m. with yours truly? But that's huge, right? 3 a.m. is massive. You get an extra hour of practice in. Now, here's a fun part. All right. The strip clubs don't close till 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Okay. And I've been scouting the area. And from what I've seen so far, you're going to learn. Well, first of all, you're going to get rid of your social anxiety because we're going to be out and about together, right? Doing street interviews, doing during the day, interviewing bachelorettes, right? Bachelorette fucking central. So you're going to get over your anxiety. You're going to get over like being afraid of what people think about you because you're out and about. You're going to be doing content with me. The second thing is you're going to be able to do approaches till 3 a.m. with me. And hopefully we could get you in a set and we could really lock in what you're doing wrong. That's the second thing. And then the third thing is I'm going to teach you a very unique thing that's called stripper game, right? It's like how to actually be good with strippers, how to like game strippers. When I was in Dallas, I had a couple strippers in rotation. They're actually really cool chicks. They're just absolute whores with a lot of trauma. You just have to be careful. All right. But it's fun. If you could close that, your game's probably pretty icy. That means that you have a very strong frame because these girls have been around probably not the best type of people, or they've been played by like huge players, or like there's guys that throw money at them all the time, right? Especially if it's like a more fancy strip club. So there's a lot of things we can do. And I'm gonna show you how to do all those things. Okay. Is what, yeah, exactly. Nothing but runaways. That's exactly right, Dixie. That's where the real talent is. The only gay thing about the strip clubs in Nashville after 3 a.m., it's not nude at all. So, like, once 3 a.m. hits, the strip clubs are still open till 7 a.m. and it's BYOB, but you have to be covered up. Like they're wearing basically like a swimsuit, which is kind of lame, but it's still like a really good way to continue training, continue talking to people. And like if you want to talk to strippers, like that's where you go. So that's kind of like the point right there. And that's where I'm coming from, you know? That's kind of what I would tell you guys. And that's kind of how we're going to run it for like 3 days straight, right? Boom, boom, boom. If you come like on a Friday and a Saturday, we'll do that. If you come on like for a Sunday and a Monday, the strip club's probably closed those days. So it'll just be till like a 3 a.m. thing. But yeah, I kind of want to tell you guys about this Nashville thing because it's like pretty amazing place to go. As you guys know, I am sober for the year. I am trying to get like in the fucking best shape of my fucking life. And it's coming along, dude. Like, I feel like you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see. I feel like I'm starting to look pretty icy, but I still got 30 pounds to lose. Believe it or not, I still got 30 fucking pounds to lose. I haven't posted on Instagram because I've been fucking moving and I haven't posted any of my progress. I know you guys probably miss me. So, yeah, let's see what the chat is fucking saying. See what the guys are doing. It's Zebra. I am 9. You should probably not be watching this. How much are the guest suites? I already answered that. Hey, what's up, man? From Sao Paulo, Brazil. Falo muito pouco português. How tall are you? Okay, I am 6'2". Is the same price for homosexuals? Probably. I'm pretty sure there's like homo clubs. If that's what you're trying to hit up, Dixie Normus. 7 a.m. Dude, Alien Invasion happening. Turn on your TV now. Bro, I can do 25 pull-ups as I start gymming. Yeah, dude. So good for you because I can't do fucking pull-ups at all, dude. Like, I think I could do 5 or 6 pull-ups, like tops. Like, that's probably what I could do. But I'm also fucking fat right now. I got to lose like 30 fucking pounds. I think once you get to like the 10 to 15 pull-up range, that's when you can start doing weighted pull-ups and then you'll be fine then. But let's see. That's funny. So let's see. Let me walk you guys through how I go out when I'm sober, right? Because this is important for you guys. Because a lot of you guys don't drink when you go out, and if you're watching this, I like one of my biggest regrets in my early 20s and mid 20s was drinking too much. Like I would literally go out and I would drink. I kid you not, like $200 every night. I mean, I was making really good money. I was making like 150 to 250K a year, like the progression of it. So it was pretty good money, and I had the money to blow. But had I not blown it, I would have saved more money. So yeah, I was spending like $200 a night just like on drinks and having fun, getting tables. So I regret that. Well, I don't regret it, but it's just like, man, I would have probably like a cushy 200K extra saved up in my bank account. So let me show you guys what I do so you guys don't have to go out and get fucking hammered. when you go out and you can actually save fucking money. Dude, this setup is fucking so shit right now. I have like this fucking ghetto ass setup right now because again, I haven't moved into my apartment. But anyways, so the first thing I do, guys, is I drink a protein shake before I go out because again, I'm trying to get in shape. And if I'm gonna stay out late, right? I like to have like a good like protein in me because chances are that I might just stay over at a chick's house. And so I like to have my protein handy and dandy. As a matter of fact, uh some girls would start judging me because I would have a pre-made protein shake in my car when they got in, like after the bar, and I would start drinking my protein shake like on the drive back home after the bar. And like they would be like, "Oh my God, why are you drinking a protein shake right now?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck up. I need my protein." And then that's kind of like how I live my life. So I would always have the protein shake handy. Just because protein synthesis, you probably get shitty sleep when you go out. So you just want to make sure you have that going in your body. All right. So I do 2 scoops protein shake, 50 grams, and then I just drink it before I go out. That's kind of what I do. And that's how I run my nights. You guys could hate it, but that's what I do. That's the first thing I do. And then the second thing I do is like, well, Jesse, why do you have so much energy? Well, the reason I have so much energy is not because of drugs. I've always had a lot of energy, as a matter of fact. But the second thing I do is I just drink one of these babies. It's a Celsius. I drink one of those puppies before I go out, and I'm basically ready to just game. And while I'm out and about, I either get like a club soda or I keep drinking like more Celsius if they have them, because like Celsius is probably the better tasting one. So I just keep drinking those. That's kind of how I run my nights sober as I'm gaming. So it's pretty nice. I recommend you guys do that if you are going out because you'll save a lot of money. Okay. So let's see what else. Guys, if you're under 21, you probably not watch this. Bro, I did the approaches on the dance floor, the club, like you and Brandon said, with way more energy, and it was better than last week, but still a few issues staying in more stuff, more 30 seconds. Probably the issue is that you're going in with high energy, and like the reason it's dying off is because you go in with high energy, and then the energy starts tapering off like the more you stay in the set. So you want to make sure that you stay in the set long enough and you have the energy throughout the entirety of it. And don't be afraid to steal other people's energy when you're talking to them. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but let's say you go in and you talk to like a group of 3 people and you're like the primary source of energy for those 3 people. Once you feel like you're running out of energy, like completely, if you feel like you're running out of energy for those 3 people, for that group at that time, what you could do is bring in another person, guy or girl, to bring the energy back up into the group, and you kind of leech along that way. And that is called social threading, right? Where you start merging groups together, different people. That's how it's going to work. And that's kind of like what I want you to get in the habit of doing. And that's truly just social charisma, like being a social butterfly. So that's what you want to do. And there is a lot of ADHD at clubs and stuff. Even at bars, there's going to be a lot of ADHD, and especially like on Fridays and Saturdays, tons of ADHD. Okay, you're going to have tons of ADHD because everybody wants to have fun, right? Like you got to understand that most people live for the weekend. Like literally everybody works on Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and when they get out, they like are living for the weekend. And I know this because I used to work that 9 to 5, right? I used to go into the office and I used to do these things. And I felt like every Friday and Saturday, I had to live all the days that I missed out on. And so when I went out, I was like out with an agenda. And that's how most people look at their weekends. So you got to understand that it's completely normal that people are going to be ADHD. So how do you work around that is just by tagging along, AKA staying in the set. So if you're out and about, and you see ADHD, beat them to the ADHD. Okay. Be the ADHD for them. Yo, you girls are a ton of fun. Why? Have you guys checked out the other bar? Let's go. Right. You're the source of the ADHD. Right. So you're leading the group and you're leading the experiences for them. And it's something that you'll get better as you kind of continue doing it and you feel more comfortable doing it. Right. Rashen, you already know what to look for, how to tell if you hooked the girl, how to tell if you did all these things. So the better you get at this, the better it's going to be. So let's see. Uh, yeah, I miss Texas too, man. I miss the weather in Texas. Like right now, it's cold as fuck in Nashville. It snowed. Like I think like 90,000 people don't have any power in Nashville right now. Thankfully, I'm not one of them. Thankfully, I get the blessing of streaming to you guys while other people are left without power. So you guys better be fucking grateful that I'm here right now. Um, Yo, bro, what is your favorite Pokemon? And I'll make you an edit. I'm basic as fuck. I love Pikachu just because he's a day one for Ash. In terms of Pokemon, and then the second is probably Charizard, just because he was so like standoffish with Ash, and then Ash won him over, and he ended up being like complete G. Charmander, actually, you have the picture of a little Charizard, Charmander. So those are my ones. Um, okay, I don't. Thanks for the proposal, but I'll I'll skip. Is Mystery still legit? No, no. I mean, he's probably a cool guy. I don't know. I never met him. He's not legitimate anymore because everybody knows his tactics. Like all the girls know the tactics now. And what ends up happening with guys like Mystery too is like I don't know if you guys know that, but he's going through like a really rough divorce, right? He has kids and he has like split custody. And so he can't keep a long-term relationship, right? A lot of these pickup artists, a lot of these dating coaches can't. And so that tells you a lot about their ability. So I would say he's not legitimate anymore because he teaches you to be someone you're not versus teaching you to be yourself and just be the best attractive version of yourself. And that's the hard part. That's a hard path, right? The path that I teach is the hardest path, but it's the right path, right? There's the path that other pickup coaches and dating coaches teach. It's the easy path that will get you quick results that won't last, right? I'm teaching you the hard way, the right way to do it. There's no easy way to learn this shit, guys. You got to put in the work. How would you go about merging sets? Because what if I have a good time with one set, guys? I love these questions. These questions are great. With one set, and I try to open another set, measured in, but the second set rejects me, and I get rejected in front of my original set. Well, the answer is not to get rejected by the second set, right? That you answer your own question there. If you're getting rejected by your second set, it's probably because you're not approaching it the right way. Dude, I feel like a fucking News Channel 9 anchor here. Welcome to News Channel 9. um, but yeah, you're probably not doing it the merging correctly, right? So, and it's also a what if, right? So I think you just said what if. What ifs are basically just useless ways to stress, right? Like if you think about what ifs in your life, it's just useless energy that you're wasting. Sorry, it's good energy that you're wasting because you're thinking about things that haven't even happened yet. So you want to make sure that you avoid that. So yeah, let me get to your question, NML 2017 here in a minute. But when you're merging the set, you basically want to merge one girl from the group, probably the most receptive one. You kind of like want to bring her in and then say something about her to the other girl because girls might reject you, but they're not going to reject other girls because they're just nice to each other like that, right? So if you bring another girl like, yo, why'd you copy each other's outfits, right? And it's two different girls. Boom. Are y'all besties or what? Are y'all like long lost besties, right? You just merged the set. No, not at all. Oh, really? Yeah. Who'd you come with, right? You asked the second girl, and then the girl's like, oh, I came with them. Oh, cool. She came with over here. Why don't y'all join us? Boom. Merge instantly. Um, I have a really good example. Brandon and I were living in Vegas for Halloween, and Brandon and I went to this club in Vegas, and we had literally, I kid you not, we had like 5 groups of girls all around us. It was just me and Brandon, just us two, and like a ton of chicks around us because we had merged the entire sets, right? And at one point, I go, all right, girls, y'all gonna have to line up. I'm gonna be the decider who has the best costume tonight. And it was pretty sick, right? Because that's a power of merging sets. That's how you build a real pre-selection. Is when all the girls want your attention. Okay, that is real pre-selection. Pre-selection isn't walking into the club with 10 of your girlfriends who don't want you, who are not attracted to you. No, Pre-selection is when all girls are attracted to you, when they're all fighting for your attention. That's what real pre-selection is. And girls notice, right? Girls notice this. They know when a guy doesn't really have it like that, like they could tell. So you want to make sure that you are pre-selecting the right way. Is there a trick to preventing stalling mid-convo? Yeah. So why don't you share more about like the last time you stalled mid-convo? Like I would actually like love to hear that. Because if you're stalling mid-convo, there's probably like something wrong. Okay, so my girl just texted me. She's freaking out because she wants to do something, but I kind of want to go out. I don't know. Maybe I'll entertain her. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see, boys. We'll see. We'll see what the night says. But I'm basically pre-gaming with you guys. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. So yeah, the trick to preventing a stall, you're probably stalling because you're boring and you're always thinking there could be many reasons why you stall. Okay. Every single one of you guys is so different. Like you could be stalling in a conversation because you know you don't know what to say, because you don't know how to flirt, because you don't know if she's into you or not. There's a ton of reasons why you're stalling. All right. And the most common one that I see, I don't know if this is you in particular, but the most common reason I see guys stall is because you're always thinking ahead, right? You're always thinking about like, oh, what should I say next? Oh, what do I do now? Like, when should I like go for this? So you're always thinking ahead. You're always thinking the future, and you're never thinking about the present, right? So you're never thinking, oh shit, like let me actually listen to what she's saying and let me be present in the moment. Okay, so the first thing I would say is learn to be present and don't worry about what to say next. Okay, worry about listening attentively, and then whatever she says, ask her questions about what she's saying. Okay, and then the easiest and like the most simplest way that you can become a good conversationalist, because that's essentially what you're telling me, right? Is like I don't know how to be a good conversationalist. I don't know how to hold a good conversation. Essentially, what you want to do is attentive listening and redirect the conversation onto the next topic. That is conversations 101. Okay. And this is like the most normal way to have a good conversation. Now, the issue becomes, okay, how do I build attraction when I am doing these things? Like, what do I have to do to build actual attraction while I have these conversations? That's where the flirting comes in. So then the second question is like, okay, if you're actually having a conversation, if you're being present, you're being attentive, and you're actually redirecting conversation onto the next thread, onto the next thing by doing those two aforementioned things, then the second thing becomes is, okay, are you flirting properly? 99.9% of the time, you guys are not flirting properly. You guys suck at flirting. Every single guy that I've talked to basically sucks at flirting and doesn't know. If you've had one successful flirtatious encounter, you don't know how to repeat it, and you don't know how to basically master it. If you can't repeat something willingly, you're not going to master it because you don't know what you're doing. Okay. And that's I guess that's the, what's the opposite? I guess that's the antonym of, if you know what if you can do it once, you can do it twice. If you can do it twice, you can repeat it. And if you can repeat it, you can master it, right? The problem is that a lot of you guys do it once, but you can't do it again. And that's like the biggest learning lesson that you guys like struggle with. So that's kind of like what I want to tell you. So Joe Parzi, an enema is the injection. Okay. All right. Can you show some text of your girls? Abir, I think you're in the Telegram, right? I share text on the Telegram all the time. But like when I have time, I hop on there and I share text. Guys, a few things for you guys watching. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel or my Kick or my Twitch, I'm only going to start streaming on Kick and on Twitch. So make sure you sign up for that. And then also, if you haven't joined my Telegram community, make sure to join my Telegram community, because that's where I'm going to post most of my motherfucking content. So, question, You don't like direct approaches, but women know why we are approaching. They ain't fools. They know you like their ass, boobs, etc. So what do you think without turning it direct versus indirect? So that's a good question, right? I love these foundational topics. The real answer for the direct versus indirect, that tends to be like a more intermediate question. When and guys have this problem, like I have this problem everywhere else in my life, right? Where I think about the future of places that I haven't even achieved, right? Like I'm thinking like, okay, what am I going to wear when I'm fucking shredded and 30 pounds lighter? And it's like, why am I worrying about that right now? Like right now, I'm fat as fuck. And I need to lose those 30 pounds before I even start worrying about it. Okay. So before you even start worrying about direct versus indirect, it's like, are you approaching every single girl you're attracted to? If the answer is no, stop worrying about it and just go do the approach. Okay. Now, let's say you are doing the approach and you're actually just approaching everything. Shout out Rashan. I know you are doing that. The answer then becomes it's not about direct or indirect. It's about her feeling the narrative of it just happened. Okay. I'll give you one scenario. Okay. And I love this. So, one thing that I like to do when I go out is I go out and I post out. I just like post up at the bar. Okay. I post up at the bar. I'm like having fun. I'm talking to literally everyone around me. And then eventually I'm like observing the room, right? I'm not scanning. You know what I mean? Like there's some guys that go out there and they're like scanning the room. They're like just scanning, you know? Um, and like girls can tell when you're scanning, like looking for pussy. Like if you're out there and you're scanning and looking for pussy, like that's a problem, right? Even if I have that problem, I know for a fucking fact, every single one of you guys have this problem. Like I know for a fact. You go out there and like you stand there, right? And you're like looking for girls and shit. Cut it out. All right. I do this sometimes. Brandon tells me, dude, you're scanning hard. Or I tell him, yo, we're scanning way too hard. We got to chill. It's a thing. It happens. We're guys. It's normal. We're scanners. We're hunters, right? It's fucking normal. But you want to be very subtle about it. It's not the approach direct or indirect that makes it direct or indirect. It's what you do before that makes you feel like it was a direct approach or an indirect approach. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense. So you're out, right? I'm out. I'm talking to him. I'm like scanning the room, right? Like I'm talking to this girl. She's cool. I'm not really attracted to her. Like, there might be better. I'm talking to her and then I'm talking to Brandon. I'm talking to someone else in her group. And then I look to my left. There's an absolute stunner, right? And then I just talk to her right there from the bat. Oh, shit. I didn't know you came with this group too. Oh, no, I didn't. I came with this group. Oh, no way. Who are you? What's your name? Boom. Right. It just happened. No indirect, no direct, nothing. It just happened. The narrative in her mind is like, I was just standing there and I was talking to everyone. Right. And from a distance, that's what you call presence, because I know for a fact, I could see it from the corner of my eye that she wants me, right? That she sees me from the corner of my eye because I built so much presence talking to like 5, 6 people at a time, right? I'm hooking all of them, right? I'm kind of like the center of energy, not attention, but the center of energy, right? I can hold conversations. I'm funny. I'm laughing. I'm approachable. I'm looking charismatic out there. That's presence. And so she sees that. And then the second I go in, boom, it blows right open. So again, I try my best to explain the direct versus indirect. You shouldn't be worrying about that if you're struggling to approach, if you're not approaching everything you want. Okay. Once you get to that point, yes, you could ask these questions and then we'll go from there. Right. But you don't want to there's this saying that Brandon says that I don't know how it goes exactly. It's like, don't put the carriage in front of the horses or some shit like that. It's just like, don't think that much ahead, right? If you're not doing what's going to get you there, you're wasting energy. So you don't want to do that. And yeah, you see, I knew, yeah. Omar goes, yeah, no, I'm not approaching. Yeah, see, that's what I'm telling you guys. Like, I've been doing this so long. I know how you guys operate. Um, where do you sit the bar? Like in the center? So I never sit at the bar, right? Like you just don't sit at bars. So like you're kind of like standing, but I try to stand like leaning against the bar. That is like super important. Or I just don't even think that far. Like your body language just has to be relaxed, right? Like you just want to make sure that your shoulders are like super relaxed and you're doing those things. That's like super, super important. Um, when you're at the club, like at the dancing floor, it doesn't matter where you stand. You just wherever you're standing, you want to be dancing, you want to be having fun, which is important. That's very important. Yeah, street predators. That's exactly right, dude. Yeah, if you're scanning the fucking room, bro, you just start looking like a fucking street predator. It's actually quite like fucking hilarious. Yeah, Linda, this is as real as it gets, Linda. All right, get with the program. No, I'm not AI. Imagine I was AI though. I wish I could do this in AI, like just fucking be out and about sleeping while an AI talks to you guys. That'd be pretty tight, right? Because then I get ad money from that. So yeah. Oh, Lind and Reclaiming the Truth are flirting with each other in the chat. Shout out, guys. They're flirting in the chat. All right, maybe you guys should exchange numbers there. But yeah, guys, that's kind of like how the approaching goes. That's kind of like how it happens. That's kind of how I approach my nights. So if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and ask me. And if you guys haven't, a few things, right? I hate being promotional, but this is how I make a living, so I have to do it. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And then if you guys haven't gotten my course, my do-it-yourself video course, I have a whole course with it. Make sure you click the link in the description. The course is there for beginners. But if you're ready to join my mentorship and actual one-on-one coaching, you have to book a call with my team. My sales team will talk to you and they'll tell you all about my programs. I don't run the sales calls anymore just because I'm very busy. As you guys know, I'm really taking this content stuff to the next level. I really want to take it to the next level. There's like so many ideas in my head that I'm executing. You guys don't see behind the scenes. Like I'm creating a DM script from Instagram, like how to slide into girls' DMs. That's taking a minute because there's like a ton of really funny videos that I'm making. And there's going to be a vlog. And I'm making a vlog, city boy to country boy, right? That's going to be a different vlog. And then I am working on my street interviews for Nashville. It's still kind of cold, so I probably won't start the street interviews till like March. And then I'm also putting together all my audios together for you guys. So I'm gonna start going out in Nashville, obviously, and I'm gonna record all the audios and I'm gonna put that in the course for you guys. So there's a lot of things you guys don't see behind the scenes, all right? And I want to make sure that you guys are aware of what I'm doing for y'all. All right. All right, let's see what else is going on. That's funny. She said, hell no. Lynn, come on, don't be mean. Give him a chance. Is there a way to pick up without flirting? Just feels performative sometimes, and it's all for women. No, first of all, flirting is not performative, right? I mean, let's think about that question, right? Is there a way to pick up women without flirting? No, there's not. Like, that's kind of like saying, is there a way to get an A on an exam without study? Like the answer is no, dude. Like you have to study to get the A. Right? Unless you pay and cheat, right? So same thing, right? Yes, there is a way to get girls if you don't want to flirt and if you want a game, that's by, getting a prostitute and paying for the pussy. If you want to pay for the pussy, you pay for the pussy. But I wouldn't suggest you do that. You have to learn these skills, dude. You cannot push these skills back. All right. You have to absolutely learn how to be charismatic. Flirting is a form of charisma. And I want you guys to understand that. Like, that is so important. The guys who master this language, the charisma that I teach, they end up making more money, having better relationships, not just with women, but with their bosses, with their friends. They're just like, they exude an aura that is way more noticeable, and they just build a presence and they feel way more confident because the way they communicate to the world communicates back to them with attraction. And so this is a skill that you absolutely must learn. All right. And I know you think it feels performative, but trust me, if you're thinking about it that way, then everything is performative, right? If you think about it like that, technically everything's performative, right? Well, why do I have to try hard at work? Why do I have to be performative? Can't I just get a raise without trying hard at work? Is that performative, right? Why do I have to lift so heavy and eat healthy, right? To get shredded and get a six pack. Is that being performative? Technically speaking, everything you do in life is performative, right? You're kind of performing either for a boss, you're either performing for your kids, right? You're being a role model for your kids. you're being a good son or a good daughter for your mother and father. So technically, everything in life in a way is performative, right? If you're religious, you're kind of like being performative for your God. So in a way, if you think about it like that, everything in life is a big game. Everything's a very big performance. So why not just get really fucking good at it, right? That's what you want to do. Um, let's see. Identify as a billionaire. That's funny. Female tens, at least that's what it looked like to me. Yeah. Um, what are the biggest lessons you learned about game, guys? The biggest lessons I learned about game are actually not things I learned about women, but things I learned about men. Like, you guys don't understand how many fucking losers there are in the world. There's so many losers in the world. You being like you hitting the gym 3 times a week, watching what you eat here and there, um, like learning a little charisma, learning a little game, making a little money, that puts you so ahead of most guys. Literally, like 80% of men in the world are so fucking lazy. And I learned this because they would rather cope with they would rather make an excuse than work on themselves. And so that's the biggest lesson that I learned is that, dude, it doesn't take much to be a fucking killer in the real world. It really doesn't. It's kind of sad, but it kind of makes sense, right? If you think about it, there's not much you have to do to survive nowadays. Everything's very easy to attain, right? You go to a grocery store. If you want to be lazy and broke, you get on food stamps, right? You get on government assistance, and then you can go you can go get food, right? And then it's very easy to procreate nowadays too, right? I love hookup culture. Women are pretty retarded, so it's like there's a ton of ways that you could attain things that were really hard to attain in the past, and as a result, it's created lazy men. It's created lazy individuals, not just men, women too, right? But you want to make sure that you understand that if you have the slightest idea of how easy it is to get ahead of the curve, you're going to win. And I mean that, guys, by every ounce of me fucking means that. All right. Every 220 pounds of me means that. Ugh. But yeah, I learned a lot of things doing this. And I still have like my regular job, right, guys? I still have my corporate job and stuff. And I do this for fun. Like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, I do this purely for fun. I love talking to you guys. I love doing the content stuff. It's like it's fun for me. I love it, right? I love helping guys out. I love seeing guys flirt and girls flirt in my chat. Like, I just love it all. And so I do this for fun. And I've met some very cool people. So very cool people like yourselves. So it's been a fun journey nonetheless. How do you flirt without coming off as a dumbass? I'm one of them. I work out 7. Yeah. So, dude, it sounds like if you're working out 7 days a week, you're fucking good. But you're likely not coming off as a dumbass, right? You're probably just like a little bit awkward. And I have this saying, it's only awkward if you make it awkward. Okay. You can't make things awkward. So if you don't, and what I mean by that, right? Like the true meaning of that is like if you allow things to be outside of your narrative, aka your frame, then they will be, right? If you don't control your narrative, aka your frame, someone else will. And so if you don't make things awkward, there's no reason for things to be awkward. And you're probably not as awkward as you think. You've probably just been listening to shitty advice online where you say like just sexual innuendos or like things that's like really shitty that's not actually flirting. And so that's probably what's happening. Again, dude, if you haven't joined my Telegram, make sure to join my Telegram. And then just talk more in there. We have weekly group calls for paid members. So make sure to join that if you want like an actual like in-depth analysis, right? But yeah, no, it's good, guys. I'm glad you guys work out all the time. Where are you guys going today? What are you guys gonna hit? You guys gonna go out? Who's gonna go out tonight? Let me know. Shit's starting to get fucking ridiculous out here, bro. Hell yeah, dude. You better go out. Sorry, guys. I didn't even realize my mic was muted. But yeah, what else, guys? Talk to me. What's going on, chat? If you guys have any ideas too, like on the Telegram, if you guys want me to react to stuff, like I'll share my screen and I'll react on Telegram. Um, anything you guys want to see me do on Telegram, like I'm happy to do it. As a matter of fact, why don't you motherfuckers hop in here right now? Let's make sure I'm gonna share a link for you guys in the chat for you guys to join. Okay, you guys are gonna be able to join my stream. So, all right, you guys better join. Here we go. Boom. I put it on there. I put it on there. I'm also gonna share it on the Telegram, guys. All right, so let me put this in there. And make sure your camera is on, okay? Cool. So just did that. If you guys join, you're not just gonna join right away. You'll be like in a little section where I have to approve you to come in. And then you guys could go ahead and join. So let's do that. Let's continue drinking the protein shake. So we got Omar, we got RJ. RJ, you go first because I've known you for a long time. What up, boy?
Yo, what up, Jesse? How you doing, my man?
Good, dude. Good. Can everybody tell me if you guys could hear Roshen, please? I would appreciate that if you guys confirmed for me. But what's going on, dude? Why are you always in your car when you're in the stream?
Hey, I'm at home, man. My parents are home, so I gotta.
Yeah, you're good, dude. You're good. So what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. I've been going to clubs in California because that's all I could get into,
Yeah. Is that a
and
new chain?
yeah, bro, I got it.
Yeah. There you go.
Got some accessories, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
There
Gotta
you
look
go, dude. You're
nice.
looking good, bro. You're looking good.
You like the new beard look and
Yeah. Yeah,
the buzz
bro.
cut?
Yeah, it's
Nice,
good.
bro.
Just with the buzz cut, you have to maintain it. Like if you're gonna keep
Okay.
hair that short, you have to get like a really nice fade, basically on a weekly basis.
Okay.
And you're young too, right? Like you're a young dude. So you're 21, right? So or 20.
20.
But you basically your hair's gonna grow out so fast because you're so young, right? Like guys in their
Yeah.
30s are like balding, so they barely have to get a haircut. But your hair grows fast, right? I know
Yeah.
Indian men too. Indian men also grow their hair really fast. So you just want to make sure that you get that fade looking clean, bro.
Yeah, bro. So, yeah, I'll do that, man. And also, I went on a date with this Korean girl.
Oh, did
The
you?
first date, it was fine. I didn't do any escalations. So
Why?
I need some help on like
Wait,
escalating. So
where'd you
like
meet this Korean girl?
I cold approached her, man. That was my
Let's
first.
go, boy. Let's go. What did you say?
Yeah, bro. So I cold approached her. That's my first date from a cold approach.
Boy, that was a
Um,
day game cold approach, right?
yeah, day game cold
Let's
approach.
go, son. Let's go. See, that's what I tell guys because you started the program in October,
Yeah,
right? And you're doing day game cold approach, setting up dates, bro. That's what's up, dude. That's some real pin. And dude, you're 20. There's guys in their 30s and their 40s struggling with this shit, and you're doing it at 20.
I
Dude,
know, bro. So it's
I need a soundboard so I could play clapping noises and shit, you know? But yeah, dude, so you're out. What happened on the day? Let's talk about it.
yeah, bro. So she's Asian. She barely came to America. So we were talking about Asia. I was sprinkling some flirting techniques from the course as you taught me, and it was good. After that, we played pool, and
Yeah,
I always remember like Brandon and you always preach like cut the day out when it's on the high point.
yeah,
So I cut the day while it was high. Like I after the pool, I was like, hey, I gotta go home. And she told me, all right, let's go to your car. I was like trying to leave right there, then and
yeah,
there, but she wanted to walk to my car with me.
yeah,
And I feel like at that point, I should have just like, at least while walking to the car, I should have at
yeah,
least grabbed her hand while like
yeah,
walking or something.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
You
I
should have.
didn't do that.
So let me pause you right there, Roshan. So this is the second time this happens, okay? Do you
Yeah,
think that girl was into you?
yeah, definitely.
Why didn't you grab her hand?
Um,
Anxiety, right?
yeah,
Unsure of yourself. Dude, you're the fucking
right.
man. Don't think about it. The second you feel yourself hesitating, should I grab her? Should I not grab her hand? Do it. Just
Okay.
shut the fuck up. Shut that voice in your head and just grab her and do it. Like you
Yeah.
have to act on it. If you don't act on it, I could guarantee you it makes things awkward because you're thinking, I need to escalate, I need to escalate, I need to grab her. I need to like, I know she's into me. I want to grab her. She wants to be grabbed. If the date is going good, she wants to be grabbed. You know, she wants to be desired by you. And if you guys are getting along, she's gonna want it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the second you start hesitating like that, just do it. The worst you could say is like, or move her hand away, and don't let that impact you. Just be like, okay, she's not ready. It's fine,
Yeah.
right? But two things here, Rashan. Get comfortable with the worst outcome, right? What could have been the worst outcome?
Her grabbing her hand away or just being a little uncomfortable
Yeah,
with the situation.
exactly, exactly. Get comfortable with that idea, right? Okay,
Okay.
that's the worst that could happen. I've had worse happen to me. That
Yeah.
text you showed me, or that you showed Brandon on the call.
Yeah.
Right? Fuck that girl, right? That's literally the worst that could happen. And
I
you
know,
already
bro.
went through it. And you already went through it.
Yeah.
Right? So you're fine. Get comfortable with the worst outcome. And I've done this my whole life. Like if you ask my parents, like I go through so much shit and I'm like, fuck, I'm like sad for a minute or like it sucks for like that time being. And it's okay to feel down, 1 day, 2 days, however long. But then you're gonna recover. It's gonna be fine. Life goes on. It's not that big of a deal. So
Yeah.
get comfortable with the worst outcome, okay? That is what you
Mm-hmm.
want to do. The second thing I want you to do, Rashan, is trust yourself. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Trust yourself. Trust that you're an attractive dude. All right. And trust that you're the man. Because as a young dude, it's normal to doubt yourself a lot because you have a lot of inexperience, right? You don't know, like you're not used to the motions, right? Like for me, when I like grab a girl or something, I've done it so many times. I know how it, like I already feel it, like it's experience,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like for example, my corporate job, I do sales, right? In my corporate job, like I can sense when a guy's not gonna buy. I'm like, oh, he's not a buyer. Like I'm just gonna close a deal, and I tell my boss.
Yeah.
I could sense these things, and that's experience, right? As a young guy, you don't have that experience, so you have to
Mm-hmm.
trust yourself and put yourself in those situations. But this is a second date, Rashan, where you don't take advantage, and because you don't do it, the date doesn't close or it doesn't pull.
Right.
Okay, but keep telling me more. Keep telling me more. This is good, bro. This is
Yeah,
good. You're
bro.
making really good progress.
Yeah, of course, man. So yeah, I mean, I went to the car and she was like, "Oh, my home is over there," and she pointed at her home.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let's, I'll drop you off and stuff like that. So I drop her off, and once I get there, um, I I was like, hold on, don't open the door. I'm gonna open the door for you. So I like went back from the car. I opened it
Yeah.
for her, and
Yeah.
then I just hugged her goodbye, and she left. And she said like she's down to, um, you know, go on a second date. So I'm gonna plan one maybe on Monday.
So,
Um,
so when you
for
hug the girl like that, just give her a kiss on the forehead. That's the least you could do.
Okay.
Little kiss on the forehead when you hug goodbye is like the last thing like the last effort. Okay.
Okay.
And if she takes that kiss on the forehead, right? If she like leans into it, then just
Mhm.
go for the full kiss.
Okay.
Okay. And I want you to trust yourself, or like trust that you're doing fine. You're obviously doing something right with these girls, right? They're doing
Yeah.
the second date thing. You just got to you got to shoot your shot.
Yeah.
You're a young dude. You got to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
I know it's scary. I know it's scary, but it's normal. But yeah, dude, congrats. That's a good date. You're there. I mean, every time you don't get to the next level, it's because of your own mindset,
Right.
right?
That makes
You
sense.
know the skill, right? You practice the skill. You know what to do. You're doing it. You're seeing like girls actually being into you,
Yeah.
but you're just not executing. It's all mental. Like half the game is mental, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's true. And another thing I had in mind was that was limiting my belief was like Asians. They're like pretty conservative and like they're very slow
Yeah,
moving. So I
yeah,
thought I
that's a
was
lie.
like I
They're
was
not
gonna
so,
have to
bro.
like play into that frame,
Is she an
but
Americanized Asian or is she like a
no,
real fresh off the boat?
real Asian. Like she was like 20 days in America type stuff.
That's more than enough, bro. It takes them 3 business days to become full American horse, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So Yeah, man. Next one, I'm gonna try that move. Escalate. See, so how do you like go from like how do you do verbal escalation and like stuff like that, man?
Yeah. So for everybody watching, like I teach 3 ways of escalating, right? There's verbal escalation, there's physical escalation, and then there's location escalation. So let's just talk about each segment and like piece by piece. So like verbal escalation is going from strangers to like saying I love you, right? That's like verbal escalation. Um, Physical escalation, that one's pretty clear, right? It's like from shaking hands to like being in bed together. And then location escalation is from meeting at a random place to going back to her place or your place. Okay. But it's not like you go from one to the other to the other. Okay. They usually happen at different times. So I think you cut out. Rashen, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. My phone is overheating, so yeah, but I'm
Okay.
there.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll this will be the last thing. So you verbal escalation is just the hooking formula. Okay. So as long as you run the hooking formula, the flirting techniques I'm teaching you, you're going to be okay. All right. You're going to be more than okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And then yeah, just keep joining the calls. I mean, you're putting in a lot of effort. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Once you go back to Ohio, like Brandon told you, I think we'll probably extend the program into Ohio like a month,
Yeah.
and then we'll get you as far as we can there. And then I think you'll be ready for Nashville.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a one-off, even if it's a one-off regular boot camp, Brandon is going to visit me in March in Nashville, so
Yeah.
that'd be a good time for you to come. Even if it's like a one-off boot camp, that's totally fine. Or if you want to do the continuity retainer program, whatever is best for your budget. But let's extend it one more month when you go back to Ohio, right? And when do you go back?
Um, I was planning like sometime in mid to like I told Brandon that day, mid to late February.
Yeah,
But
that's
I need
perfect.
to
Yeah, so
call. Yeah.
because that's when your program ends. This is like mid-February.
Yeah.
So we'll
So.
extend it to like mid-March once you leave back.
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense, Jesse. And
Yeah.
yeah, bro. So I'm gonna try those group merging stuff like that you told me.
Uh-huh.
I Brandon told me last week like my energy was not there. So
Yep.
this week I tried with the high energy,
No,
and dude, it's fucking day and night.
yeah.
Um,
So listen to Brandon about energy, okay? Listen, like pay attention to what he's saying about energy. When I first met Brandon, he was the most introverted guy you could ever meet. When I say this, what do you think of that?
it's crazy, man, because
It's
his energy
crazy.
is like,
Its energy is
yeah.
insane, right? And I remember I met him on a boot camp, right? He was originally a student. This is why he's like the best. That's why he's really good because he learned it, right? And he was actually in your shoes. And I remember he came to visit me in Dallas. Kind of like I've always had this thing where like guys do boot camps and then they come visit me like afterwards, right? um, just because I want to keep learning. And so he visited me in Dallas for New Year's, and I remember we went out, and I was like, "Yo, Brandon, you got to up your energy." And I tell this story a million times. You probably already heard this, but just for
Mhm.
the guys watching, and I remember telling me, and I was like, "You got to up it, dude. Like you're too low energy. You got to be more extroverted." And he says, "That's just not who I am." And then I'm like, well, that's who you have to be. And look at him now, right? If you take a look at him, he's a completely day and night person. So you're going to end up at that like that as well. You're going to get there. Right? It just takes that time and it takes energy. Get shit
Of
done.
course, man.
Go
Of
kill it, dude.
course,
You
man.
found a club that you could get into. Is it 18 over?
Dude, it's fucking crazy, man. They know I'm not 21. When they scan my ID, it flashes red on their screen warning, like big ass letters. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
just don't
That's
care. I
sick.
don't
They
think
still let
they
you.
care, dude.
They still let you in, dude. That's sick. All right. Well, that's
Yeah.
good shit, man. Well, thanks for
Yeah,
hopping on,
bro. So
Rashin. It's always good to see you in here.
of course, man, of course. I have some infield footage from my metas. I'll
Okay,
bring it to
cool.
the tomorrow's call and you're gonna be there, right?
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. Sundays are my
Cool.
days. So, all right, brother. We'll see you
Cool.
tomorrow in the group
Yes,
call.
sir.
All right.
Have a nice
Bye.
night, man. See ya.
Yep. Good stuff. Roshan's a good guy. I think Omar, I think you were going to join, but it says your devices aren't connected. If you turn on your camera, Omar, I can let you in. But on average, guys, my interactions, like when I meet someone from Night Game, are exactly that time. Or they're between 15 minutes to 45 minutes. That's like the average time. There are times where like I meet a girl that I really, really, really like, and then I'm like, oh, dude, I kind of want to like bar hop with her, and like she's fun. Like, let's go do this, let's go do that. And so there are times where I'm like out and about with these chicks, and I just try to spend as much time as possible with them just because I do enjoy them. And then those girls, I usually end up putting them on rotation or like dating them. So it's very rare that happens, but if it does happen, I want to make sure that it's like a Hallmark movie for her, right? This is funny, guys. The best type of game, the best way to become like a player Casanova that gets girls is to literally be a lover boy. All right, like that's literally it. Like if you can be a lover boy and literally fall in love with every girl you meet, that's the ultimate way of gaming. Okay. And then obviously you're going to select to, date the hottest ones. But if you can find yourself to love every girl you meet, like be the ultimate lover boy and not a creepy, like there's a difference between being a lover boy and being like a creepy, like a guy who is like just pursuing and chasing all the time. Right. It's kind of like being a player in a way. So you just want to make sure that you embrace that side of you. If you truly do want to become that guy. And a lot of you guys could become that guy. You can get there. I know you can. Omar, I don't know if you're going to join this or not. So I'm going to kick you from the studio and then you're going to have to join back in, bro. That's what you're going to have to do. Hey, Lind, you're still on? I don't know if you're still on, but I am of Mexican descent. Omar says, I'm an ethnic minority. So if I go to women of my host country in front of her friends, she rejects me. Is it because she's not interested or to save face? I don't know. I mean, it depends. What's your minority? What's your ethnic group? Omar Yusuf? I mean, it's definitely like Middle Eastern, right? I got to know what your ethnic group is in order for me to figure it out. So I got to know, dude. You got to tell me. But usually if a girl, guys, I've traveled to so many places. I've dated basically every girl you could think of. I basically dated her. All right. Like every religion, every ethnicity. I've been basically with every type of girl. Okay. And I've been rejected by girls. Yes. But I've been rejected by none in the way that you're talking about, right? Where it says, where a girl of your ethnic minority rejected you, blah, blah, blah. She probably rejected you because your game is weak, not because you're an ethnic minority. Okay. Not because you are bottom of the totem pole amongst your people. And that's not why. It's because your game is ass. And I want to make sure you understand that. Okay. That would be like me being in the United States and saying, hey, all these white girls are rejecting me because I'm Mexican and I'm an ethnic minority in the United States of America. All right. That's a lie. I mean, I'm in Nashville and like all these white girls, blondes, blue eyes in Nashville, they're like fucking loving me. Right. So you want to make sure that you realize that it's not your ethnic minorityism. It's you. It's your game. And once you come to terms with the truth, you will be set free. And that's the truth. All right. But anyways, guys, it's been about an hour. I love doing these. I literally cannot wait to move into my new fucking apartment. It's taking so fucking long. Fuck. But I literally can't wait to get there. I'm actually gonna start getting ready. I might go back on live. I don't know. I'm feeling it. I'm not feeling it. We'll see. But I might hop on from my phone on the drive to the bar and just talk to y'all while I drive to the bar. Again, I'll leave you with this. All 9 viewers, thank you guys for being so loyal to my live streams, the ones that join all the time. You guys mean a lot to me, and I'm pretty good with names. So I will see you on the next live stream on Wednesday. Subscribe to the YouTube, join my Telegram, and if you want coaching, make sure you sign up with my team, and my team will tell you about the coaching programs. There's different coaching programs for all budgets, so don't feel ashamed if you're on the lower end of that spectrum. Okay, so we'll talk later, guys. It was a pleasure. See you on Wednesday.